Okay, so whenever you whenever you print from Rhino, try not to print directly to your physical printer. What we'll be doing here, which is a good practice, is to print to a PDF first. Okay, so in order to print, you'll type in the command print. Whoops. I should activate this window first. So print, or I believe it is in the file print. Control P is a shortcut for that. But anyway, however way you get there, that's that. First thing that's going to happen is that it's going to, whoops, should have been right. You get to choose the printer. Okay, this right here is your whole screen, or what you have on the screen, or a majority of what you have on the screen. When you hit the print setup, that's what it's going to give you. If it doesn't, don't worry about it. First thing to do is to select the printer. You could go to Adobe PDF, but Rhino PDF, it's its native software, so it's a safe thing to use when you're in Rhino. Size of the paper, you can select any one of these, but we are using a letter size paper, 11 by 8.5. It is in a portrait landscape right now. I want it in a landscape setting because this is a landscape. Okay, and the resolution 600, that's okay. Usually our printers only take about 300 dpi. If that, actually, but there it goes. Vector output, that's a line output, should be fine. If you do vector output, you should be able to manipulate with other software after it comes out. Output color, it should be print color, but you could just print in black and white for now. If you want to keep it in print color, there is no color, or there shouldn't be any color in your drawing, so it doesn't really matter. And that should be the first part of the setting. If I collapse this, you don't have to collapse it, but you're going to have to scroll down. Open up the view and output scale. We are printing the top view. This is what it says right here. I could choose any of the other views that I want, but since my Make 2D is looking straight down from the top, that's what I'm going to choose. Okay, so there it is. And I set the window, and since I set it at, before I set the window, I am going to change the scale to 1/4 inch equals 1 foot. Okay, and then notice that the scale factor here, 1 inch equals 48 inches, 4 foot. 1 foot, 1 inch equals 48. So that's the actual number, the scale factor we typed in to make the box around, or make the rectangle around our drawing, right? And again, we'll come back to the scale factor a little bit later. So after we got that done, we could set, and it'll give me this right size. I can move this, place it right into the area right here, or I could try to put this thing in its place. Whoops. Like so. Okay, that should still be the same proportion because I drew the box at that paper size. Okay, but if you don't, let's escape for now. If I just set this thing it'll give me that shape, so you can kind of bring that whole printable area into your sheet. Hit enter, and this is the preview for the area that I'm printing. Okay, so that's kind of all set. I could undo that, and then open up the margin and positions. And I'm not going to set any margins or anything like that. If I wanted to, I could set this side in, so if I have something in the edges that I don't want printed, like that box itself, I would set the margins in, but I'm not going to do that because I don't really need to. It's not going to print on our printer anyways, so why set it? I'm going to have this thing centered onto the sheet right there, and so make sure that that gets checked in. If you don't, it might print one side or the other. Position is centered. If I collapse that, line weights and line width, we're going to set this line scale by 0, line width as hairline. Non-scaling object, I guess we could keep it as is. Text dot, so 10 points. That I don't think it matters. The majority point right here is don't scale your line weights for this project. We will for the others. And make sure that the default line width is hairline so that this comes out really, really thin. Okay. Visibility. Background, we don't need any of these. We want to, I think this is all fine. Okay. So after it's all done, you should just say print, and another dialog box will pop up. It'll give you the whatchamacallit. I'm gonna name this thing just so that I know what it is. I'll just say floor plan. And I'm going to add a Z to it just so that I'll be able to find it a little later. Okay, you don't have to do that. Just name it whatever you like, but identify it as whatever the drawing is. Okay, and there we go. Okay. So where I saved it was exactly the same place as this Rhino file, so it's right here in my server drive. If I open this up, it will be a, well, my default is set as a, what is that called? Adobe Acrobat, and that's perfectly fine. And it should look pretty much as it would on a piece of paper.